By the end of today's tutorial, you're going to be able to paint 3 different kinds of trees with just 3 brushes. Now let's jump right in and get started. Before we begin, I want to cover the supplies that I'm using in today's lesson so that you can follow along directly with me. So first, I am using a mixed media sketchbook from Arteza. I am using Grumbacher Academy acrylic paint, and I'm using 3 different brushes from the Grumbacher Golden Edge line. The first step for painting our evergreen tree is to mix our base color, and this color is going to be used for both the trunk and the start of our leaves. Using our larger round brush, we are going to mix phthalo blue, cadmium yellow, titanium white, and Mars black together. Now we can start to paint our tree. I like to begin with the trunk, which is going to be a single fine line. You can create this line by using the very tip of your round brush and a light amount of pressure. Once your trunk has been painted, we are going to start the base of our leaves. I like to work from the top of my tree down. It just feels more natural, so I will begin with the smallest, thinnest brush strokes on top. As I move towards the bottom of my tree branches, I'm going to apply more pressure to my hand, to my brush, to create these larger strokes. This is going to cause the brush to fan out and create a wider stroke, implying that those branches are larger or more clumped together. We want that really wide evergreen base. We're going to apply different amounts of pressure all throughout our tree to create a very dynamic, random-looking base for our leaves. If you use the same amount of pressure throughout and the same direction of brushstroke, your tree is going to look a little too stiff and too linear, and it's not going to have that realistic quality, so just keep that in mind. Once that has completely dried, we can go ahead now and paint step 2 of our evergreen tree, and that is our midtone section. We are going to mix the exact same color as our base, but this time we're going to add in more titanium white. We are going to apply this color throughout our entire tree, just as we did with step 1, but this time we are going to leave some gaps to allow our darker color to still be visible. We don't want to cover over everything and make our tree one color. We want to make sure we allow our layers to shine through. So we're going to have our shadow layer, our middle tone layer, and eventually in step 3, our highlight layer. And we want all of them to be visible to create that realistic 3D effect. For step 3, we are going to add even more titanium white to our paint mixture until it is a nice soft teal color. We are going to also switch brushes now to our smaller round brush, which is going to allow us to come in with more detail for our highlights. This layer is all about creating light and creating dimension in our painting, and by painting in these smaller, lighter branches, you're going to start to see your tree come to life and jump off the page. It's amazing what this highlight layer will do. Now remember also, although it is exciting to paint in your highlights, remember to be sporadic with these brush strokes and keep them loose and keep them fluid. I find personally the messier the better and much more realistic, so don't get caught up in being too perfect or honing in too closely on one area. Keep it simple. Now for a bonus tip to make your trees even more realistic, we can add a few things. First, I like to add in a bit of the trunk back into my painting to make it more visible. I am using a combination of phthalo blue and Mars black to create this trunk color. In addition to adding some of our trunk back, I also like to create gaps in my tree branches using titanium white. There are times where I get a little carried away with making tree branches that I cover over a lot of the spacing that our tree paintings need to look realistic. So I can add that back in at the very end of our painting using titanium white to bring back in some of that space. Lastly, we can add some background elements to our tree to make it more into a polished painting or a more completed study. For the ground, I used a gray teal color that I made with Mars black, phthalo blue, and titanium white, and I created a soft, snowy ground for our tree to be planted in. Now, I used a varying amount of titanium white in these teal gray mixtures to give the illusion of shadow and highlights in the snow. Not to mention, I also brought in my favorite acrylic pump marker to add in some bright snow spots and falling snow on top of our tree. This morphed from a simple tree tutorial to a study to a little bit more of a polished painting, and I'm not complaining. I really had fun with this one. If you're following along with this tutorial but want to use the exact same supplies I'm using, you can go ahead and check out the description box below, and there is a link directly to the Chart Pack factory store. This store link has all of the supplies I'm using, from the paints to the brushes, as well as the Borden Riley disposable palette. Now, you can also use my coupon code Cassandra for 15% off your order of $20 or more. Check it out and let me know what you think. For our next tree, we are going to be starting with the trunk, just as we did with our evergreen, but this time it is going to be a much lighter brown and much more visible. I'm going to take burnt umber and my large round brush, and I'm going to paint in the shape of my trunk. Now keep in mind this is going to vary in shape, but for today I've opted for a trunk that is a more V-style shape with a few extending limbs. Once your trunk has dried, we can go ahead and begin with the base for our leaves. I'm going to use my large square brush for this section, and I'm going to mix a dark green color. I am using phthalo blue, cadmium yellow, a bit of titanium white, and in some cases you can even add black or brown to darken your green color. I'm going to apply this all over the top of my tree in large blocks of color. Just as we did with our evergreen tree, it is important to leave some gaps in your leaves to create that sense of depth and realism that we're looking for. So try not to just paint one large block of color, separate it into multiple smaller ones. All around this foliage, I'm going to add in little indications of tiny leaves on the edges of my blocks of color to keep this painting from looking too solid and a little bit more loose. The next step in our painting is to go ahead and add in the middle tone color for our tree. Now I am taking the original base green and I'm going to add in more yellow and more white to lighten and brighten this green. Now you can make your tree whatever color you want and follow the exact same steps. So no matter whether it's an orange tree, a purple tree, green tree like mine, you are always going to have those three layers: our shadow, our middle tone, and our highlight in the color of your choice. We are going to apply this middle tone color in certain areas of this tree with our large round brush. It's important to keep in mind that we do want our darker base to shine through, just as we did with our evergreen tree, so be sure to leave some of those areas unpainted. Now I'm going to be moving my brush sporadically and sometimes chaotically around this block of color, slowly starting to indicate the lighter areas of leaves. Once that has completely dried, we can come in with our third and final layer, our highlight. Now I've added even more white and yellow to this mixture to create a bold, bright punch for the most detailed leaves. I'm going to use both my large round and my medium round for this layer, and I'm going to begin adding in those smaller details. I'm also going to be sure to leave some of the previous layers alone and allow those to shine through to create a really nice, round, 3D painted tree. If you have any questions, by the way, I did want to mention this. If you have any questions at all throughout this tutorial, please do not hesitate, write them in the comments, and I will be sure to get back to you with some sort of help and hopefully help you in your art journey. I just wanted you to know that. Our bonus tip for our second tree is to add some detail to our tree bark and, of course, add some grass. I'm going to use burnt umber and a touch of white together to create a much lighter brown that's going to allow for some variation in our tree bark's texture. This also is going to reflect our light source as well, whether the sun is hitting it or not. I also am going to use different shades of green at the base of our tree to create a cute grassy hill for our tree to be planted in. You can use whatever brush or colors you wish, add some flowers, maybe some birds overhead. However you want to dress up this tree study, please go ahead and do so. For our last tree, we are going to be painting a palm tree. Now I'm going to start with my large round brush and a color combination of Mars Black, burnt umber, and white together to create a dark brown gray. I'm going to use this color to create a line that is on a slight angle to give the palm tree its signature lean, especially one like this where I'm painting it on a beach type setting. Once that has dried, we are going to start the palm leaves. Now we are going to create a green color using phthalo blue, cadmium yellow, and white together, and we're going to use our large round brush to start the base of these leaves. Now this is going to be very different from what we've done so far, and at first it can be a little intimidating, so be sure to just have fun with this and see where it goes. Start with a few lines moving out from the top of your palm tree in all directions in a circle. So you're going to see here that I worked my way counterclockwise until I had a very spiky looking treetop. Using the same exact color, we are now going to take our smaller round brush and we're going to add in the tiny palm leaves on either side of those big stalks we just painted in. I like to add in some on either side and create a very full looking palm tree. Now be sure to keep in mind the direction of your brush strokes and make sure they are following those big lines we just painted and how they would naturally fall on the tree in real life. So a lot of these, although they may be facing upward, they're going to kind of fan out on either side or completely droop depending on where they're located. Once those have completely dried, we can go ahead and add in a lighter color of green on top. Using the same mixture, I'm going to add in white and yellow together to brighten this color, and I'm going to paint in some lighter palm leaves all throughout this tree. Now you can add in as many or as little as you want, or even opt in for some color changes like using orange or yellow. It's entirely up to you. I recommend using your smaller round brush for this section, as you want these highlights to be smaller than our original middle tone green palm leaves. You want those layers previously to shine through and just have a pop of a highlight and not be too bright. For our finishing touches on our palm tree, we can go ahead and add some texture to our trunk, and of course, a nice beach for it to be planted on. For the trunk texture, I am using a lighter brown, which was Mars Black, burnt umber, and a lot of white together, and I just did some light brush strokes across this trunk to create the texture of our tree. It is something very simple we can add to really push the depth and the realism of this painting. And lastly, of course, we can add in some water and a beach using our large square brush and variations of blue and tan. So for the blue, I'm going to be using phthalo blue and different variations of white in my mixture. And for the tan, I'm going to be using burnt umber with a lot of white, varying as well. Play around with this and have fun creating whatever shape and type of beach that you want. Maybe add in some people to the scene or some birds, dress it up and just have fun. All right, and that is it for today's video. If you liked this tutorial and you'd like to see more, don't forget to leave a like and a comment letting me know your favorite part and what you'd like to be taught next when it comes to acrylic. Now, of course, a big shout out to our Patreon members. Thank you so much for your support as always. If you would like to join our Patreon, all the information is in the description box below. Now, of course, as always, a big shout out to Chartpak, Grumbacker, and Molotov for sponsoring my content here on YouTube. You can find all of their information in the description box as well. Want to watch more acrylic painting videos? Check out this video next.